Hi, I am Shanda Deshield. I am a financial coach. I took a pivot. I used to help out business owners, but now I am a financial divorce coach. I help women leaving divorces, contemplating divorces, in the process of divorce to find new home ownership. I'm taking my background in mortgage processing and underwriting and being a real estate agent for years and helping them to get results. I'm being featured on Stenell podcast. No more excuses. Wake up! And it's time for you to go check it out.
Okay. So give me a scenario of basically a plan to help the listeners that need your services and they come to you, because you said you help them, you find the money. I guess you look and see where they're spending this money, and how do you help them? And you also say you help them grow their money. So how do you help them grow their money? And if you're helping them grow their money, are you going a step further as a business, as them being a business owner? Do they invest their money? What are they doing with this money once you find it?
Well, if they invest in money is definitely on the table, but first we look at where you are, what you actually have to work with. Are you in debt? Are you not in debt?
Mm-hmm.
We really got to look at the full picture. It's so hard to just be like this because everybody's everybody's financial standing is going to be different. So it's going to be customized. I do have a 5 point system that I follow, but for the most part, it's going to be, I'm going to stay in line in my 5 point system, but tailoring it to where you are. Do
Mm-hmm.
you already have business banking set up? What are you tracking so far? Are you even tracking? These are like the basic fundamentals before we go into you need to be investing, or some people may already started some investments, so then we'll be deciding, are we going to put a percentage based on every sale towards your investment, um, or are we just going to say solid, this is where we are? I do think that if you are, as you're coming to me as a service-based entrepreneur, and every month your income is a little bit different, we are going to do a percentage method, and we're going to break out. We're going to make sure we have money for retirement put to the side, make sure
Yes.
we have money put aside for an emergency savings. Emergency savings is a heart of mine because a
So
lot of us,
important.
yeah, a lot of us business owners, we don't have emergency savings. We don't even think about it, which leads to credit card debt. I believe you need to be the bank of Shonda or the bank of Jill,
Say it,
whoever you
girl.
are,
Say it, Shonda. Tell
yeah,
them.
by building up that savings. So I'm going to look at what you're pricing your product. That's big right there, because a lot of us are underpriced, and so we got to look at what you price your service for, and then we kind of work backwards. Let's take out the taxes. Let's take out all of your apps. Let's take out your fees, and now this is what you're left with. Does this look
That's your
handsome to
bottom
you?
line. Yeah.
Right, this is your bottom line. Is this,
Mm-hmm.
can we live off of this? Being so right now, I'm really concerned about getting you your emergency savings, getting you a retirement plan that you're saving for, making sure do you have medical coverage? And if you don't, that's a thing that we need to address. Like, how are we going to get that taken care of? So before I look at someone and say you need to be investing, I really want to make sure they have a way that they're going to be able to get medical. Is it going to be from a spouse, a friend? Are you, a dependent? Was it like, we need to get a lifestyle set up. So, investing is the way, it's the ultimate, but there are fundamentals that we need before we get
I
there.
love it. Investing is the way, but they're fundamental. So let me tell you, you are speaking my language in my life, because you're talking about operating, you're talking about revenue, and you're talking about what's left over. So that emergency fund is so important, because with my businesses, I have a 501c3, a nonprofit, and I have a for profit. And with that nonprofit, well, I have a couple nonprofits, but I'm talking about specifically for this one. With that nonprofit, when it's a grant, so when those funds are requested for that grant, sometimes that money does not come in on time in order to meet payroll. I
Okay.
have to be able to have something else, which is that emergency fund. Then we can also talk about, business credit as well. But I always tell people that emergency fund has saved my nonprofit after school program, several
Okay.
times because I would have to take from the for profit. And I went, when I say take from, I will borrow from the for profit. I will have to write on my check so my accountant can understand what am I doing. So it would
Right.
literally say that Joy Making a Difference is borrowing for payroll. I date the payroll, and it's from a second, it's they're borrowing from a second touch to pay for Joy Making a Difference. A
Okay.
second touch has funded Joy so many times when things happen, when you're dealing with getting money from another service, because that money only comes in once a month, but your
Absolutely.
staff still have to get paid.
Mhm.
So that emergency fund is so important. Can you really share about how it is with the emergency fund, on what are the fundamentals that you teach when it comes to that specific saving for the emergency fund for the business?
Well, I know that traditionally in this arena, we like to look at the 3 months or 6 months. I'm more a 6 months to 12-month type of person. I may be more long term with wanting you to have a very hefty savings because, just personal experience, many a days I had to bail myself out. Or like you said, there's something that you're planning on that's held up, and I've been able to front myself in those areas that save the day from fees. And like you said, if you already have a staff, you need to pay them. They are counting on you to
That's
take
right.
care of their households. So
That's
that's
right.
another moral code. Like, you need to make sure you're taking care of your family, but you're taking care of multiple families. Do you really want to borrow? And not mind you, there is a room for borrowing money. You never see me on my page say, don't borrow, be stickler. No, there's a room for as business owners to have that. I keep a line of credit myself. I haven't had to touch it, praise them, but I like having the comfort of the insurance methods from it. I used to have on my page, and I'll throw this out all the time, guard your business. And that's what I meant.
Mm,
Always having a backup method, right? Because
tell
you want
them,
to
Shonda.
live your life, but you need a backup method for all of the things you just stated. Whenever
That's
you
right.
get government money, there is a lag. So,
That's right. Now, do
mhm,
you help them? Do you talk about business credit?
I definitely go into business credit to see if they have it, if they're open to getting it. Because I really, do they even know about getting it? Do they know about
Right.
starting off with some of these smaller companies that you can go and do trade lines with?
Yes.
Just, I don't go deep into that because that's not my like whole thing. But we got to get into it because that's the whole purpose of bridging, is giving them that background money so that they have that to play with.
And are you finding that people that are coming to you, they don't know much about business credit?
They don't know. Like, I'm still trying to build myself up where I can put my whole car on my business credit. So I think those are great things, and that's a place to be. I'm aspiring there with them. Like, the goal is that we're already making these payments on these things. Let's turn them on over to our business and take that weight right on off of our personal books. And